Welcome, welcome, welcome. Kingdom disruptors, the ones hell forgot to silence, but heaven never stopped watching. You were never ordinary. You were always strategically placed, not born, but unleashed, like a prophecy wrapped in human skin. And now that the smoke has cleared and the war drums echo in reverse, they see you. But it's too late to blink. Too late to doubt. Because what just happened, that wasn't a coincidence. That was a collision, a divine eruption dressed like a quiet arrival. And when your foot touched the scene, they froze. Why? Because your anointing isn't symbolic. It's surgical. It doesn't knock on doors. It removes hinges. And now every power that plotted your delay is crawling backwards. Eyes wide, mouths shut, hearts racing. You weren't sent to play nice. You were sent to unravel the comfortable, to expose demons in daylight. And that's exactly what you've done. They thought they could study you, label you, file you under in progress. But what you carry can't be processed in their mental frameworks. You're not in progress. You're in position. And your presence doesn't just shift atmospheres. It frightens what's hiding behind them. You didn't climb the ladder. You shattered it and walked in like you built the blueprint. Because let's get something straight. You didn't ask for permission to rise. You obeyed the fire in your bones. And when God anoints someone like that, it's not quiet. It's contagious. It unsettles structures. It disorients schemes. And now they don't know what to do with you. Because every time you open your mouth, dimensions shift. Every time you step forward, hell's algorithms collapse. You've become what their rituals can't counter, what their mocking can't penetrate, what their envy can't trap. And the best part, you didn't even need a stage. Your silence was louder than their sermons, your walk more threatening than their weapons, because you weren't trying to impress. You were disrupting frequencies. You were activating judgment. You were snatching veils off systems they thought were eternal. And now the ones who once called you too much are whispering your name in rooms they swore you'd never enter. Now they're scared to speak against you, not because of who you are, but because of what backs you. They sense it, that weight, that fire, that sovereign pressure behind your steps. They tried to pin you down with logic, but what you carry isn't explainable. It's cosmic. It's engineered from realms where language breaks and power speaks. You see, you're the reason protocols are malfunctioning. You're the glitch in their calculations. You're the prophetic error they didn't account for. The one who survived what they were sure would finish you. The one who rose up without applause, just assignment. And that's what scares them the most. That you don't need validation. You only need orders. Divine ones. Tactical ones. Ones that set you on fire while others beg for favor. And that's why demons don't attack you in broad daylight anymore. They hide, they scatter, because they know you don't fight fair. You fight anointed. You fight with names in your mouth and judgment in your hands. You don't argue, you establish. You don't retaliate, you rearrange. And the second you stepped into alignment, it wasn't just a season shift. It was a regime change, a hostile takeover in the spirit. So yes, they're speechless. Of course they are. They saw someone they thought they knew. Transfigure. They witnessed someone they mocked. Dominate. Not through politics, not through popularity, but through pure obedience. And that obedience made you dangerous. Because when you move by command, not by crowd, you move with unseen armies. You move with retribution in your shadow. You move with authority that can't be touched. They watched you break cycles without counseling. They watched you heal without applause. They watched you step over pits they dug with glee. And now, their tools don't work on you. Their slander bounces. Their strategies dissolve. Because you've reached that phase where favor isn't a feeling, it's a weapon, and God placed it on your name like a seal of war. Understand this, you were underestimated by design. Heaven allowed it, so you could unveil yourself like a threat, not a theory. So you could walk into environments unguarded, then dismantle them from the inside. You were never overlooked, you were hidden. Hidden so that the release would cause maximum shock. Hidden so that when you reappeared, systems would rupture. So that when your voice returned, it would carry thunder. And now every force that was comfortable while you were quiet is panicking. Not because you shouted, but because you stepped into clarity. You embraced who you really are. You stopped shrinking. You stopped explaining. You remembered. And that remembrance, it triggered warfare. Not in your life, in theirs. Your alignment created backlash. Not because you're weak, but because your activation is their expiration. These folks are speechless. Because they see it now. That what you carry isn't just purpose, it's punishment. You're the walking consequence of their arrogance. The proof that you can't cancel what God has consecrated. The living reminder that divinity doesn't ask for permission. And now, they're recalculating, trying to trace where they lost control, scrambling to find a weakness in your frame. But you don't have one, not anymore. Because what you went through didn't just refine you, it rebuilt you. And every attack they launched, it taught you more than their mentorship ever could. You didn't just survive, you mutated, you adapted, you ascended. And let me tell you something darker. What's coming next isn't peace, it's performance. Not the kind that entertains, but the kind that uproots. The kind that brings recompense to the surface and forces hidden things to suffocate under your clarity. They called you dangerous, good. You were meant to be. You were meant to disturb slumbering systems. You were meant to expose parasites in robes. You were meant to bring friction to fake alignments. And now, every fake alliance is trembling because you're not asking to be seen anymore. You're commanding recognition. You're enforcing correction. You're birthing a reality that doesn't tolerate cowards in power. And yes, demons are running. Not because you shouted, but because your very existence is a rebuke. Because your discipline is warfare. Your peace is violence to them. Your clarity, lethal. You see, you're not one of them. You never were. That's why their language doesn't fit you. That's why their approval doesn't reach you. Because you were designed for dominion, not debate. You were raised in the shadows so you could return with sight. And now that you've shown up fully aware, they can't even stand in the same room without shaking. They smile, but inside, they're scanning for exits. They call you brother, sister, but inside they're screaming, "Get them out!" Because you expose what they conceal. You reveal what they suppress. You walk in like prophecy and leave like justice. They didn't just lose control. They lost influence. They lost credibility. They lost the room. Because when you showed up, it was never just a moment. It was a mandate. And that mandate is still unfolding, still multiplying, still crushing every tongue that rose against you in judgment. The silence you're hearing now, it isn't peace. It's the sound of systems crumbling under your name. It's the stillness before a divine invasion. It's the fear of knowing you haven't even started yet. Because the oil on your life isn't decorative, it's destructive. It doesn't comfort atmospheres. It commands obedience. It doesn't blend in. It breaks through. And this is just the opening scene of your uprising. Because what's coming next is the eradication of everything that ever underestimated the depth of your covenant. Not your potential, your covenant. Because this isn't about talent. It's about what chose you before the war even began. Before your breath met your lungs, there was an agreement. A divine negotiation signed in realms they can't decode. And now that it's been activated in you, what's coming isn't a breakthrough. It's a reckoning. A beautiful, terrifying, irreversible reckoning. The kind that doesn't knock first. The kind that flips tables and rewrites blueprints. The kind that makes even seasoned manipulators stutter like children caught in a lie. You're no longer on defense. You're not responding anymore. You're declaring. Your energy has changed, and with it, the atmosphere shifts before you enter. You've gone from being the rejected to being the reference. From whispered gossip to undeniable presence. And every spiritual parasite that feasted on your insecurity, they're starving now. Because you stopped bleeding for them. You stopped shrinking to fit their narratives. You stopped apologizing for having teeth made for tearing through deception. You were never the one that needed fixing. You were the one they needed distracted. They knew that if you ever aligned your perception with your calling, everything they built on your absence would collapse. They weren't protecting you from the world. They were protecting the world from you. From what you carry, from what you awaken, from what you dismantle just by existing in truth. And now that you've remembered who you are, the ones who stayed silent during your crucifixion are panicking during your resurrection. Because your rise isn't soft. It's not palatable. It doesn't come with a filter. It comes with fire. It comes with a stare that slices through pretense. It comes with wisdom sharpened by abandonment. With discernment dipped in betrayal. Your rise doesn't ask to be liked. It demands to be respected. And respect is something demons can't fabricate. They can mock, they can mirror, but they can't mimic weight. You carry weight now. Not the burdened kind, the governor kind, the kingly kind. The kind that enters the room and forces pretenders to hide their hands. The kind that reminds witches why they stopped showing up. The kind that makes broken people tremble. Not because you're loud, but because you're clear. Your clarity is warfare now. Because clarity births boundaries, and boundaries break cycles. Your mind has become the weapon they fear the most. Not because it's aggressive, but because it's freed. And a free mind connected to an anointed soul. That's divine insurgency. That's spiritual assassination to every generational pattern they tried to stitch into your bloodline. And look, some of them are still watching, still smiling, still pretending. But that smile is plastic. Their stomachs are turning, because deep down, they know. The version of you they could manipulate is gone. The version that begged for crumbs, buried. The version that explained itself into exhaustion. Dead. What's walking now is something they can't tame, can't guilt, can't leash with shame or history. You've burned your exit wounds and turned them into altars. And let me make this clear. Your presence is prophetic, but your execution is surgical. You're not here to inspire. You're here to correct timelines, to interrupt karma, to activate justice. Your movements carry residue from past lives, echoes of unfinished vengeance, imprints of forgotten revolutions. That's why your path doesn't look like theirs. That's why your rise offends people who haven't healed yet. You've become the consequence they prayed wouldn't arrive. A walking retaliation to every no they uttered when they could have said yes. Every delay they celebrated, every sabotage they disguised as concern. They wanted you broken so you'd never recognize how dangerous your wholeness would be. But you healed anyway, quietly, strategically, brutally. And now that you've emerged, it's not just your glow they're afraid of, it's your memory. Because you didn't forget. You just waited. You let them laugh. You let them rest. You let them play king in your absence. And now, the real royalty has entered the court. You don't need revenge. You're becoming it. You don't need exposure. Your existence is the exposure. Your peace is proof. Your steps are confessions. Your consistency is an indictment against everything they said you weren't. And now they sit quietly, hoping your grace has an expiration date. But grace isn't what's guiding you now. Justice is. And when justice wears anointing, it walks like you. You're not just rising, you're enforcing. You're making space where you were once erased. You're building where they left ruins. You're standing on ground they swore you'd never touch. And your every move screams, I'm not just here. I'm authorized to speak, to challenge, to shift entire bloodlines. And the same voices that mocked you are now whispering in panic, realizing that nothing they planned could block what's unfolding. And yes, those demons are running. But not because you chased them, because your presence reversed the curse. Your mere alignment set fire to the scaffolding of their control. They didn't expect your prayers to activate like this. They thought your silence meant defeat. They didn't know you were reloading. They didn't know you were sitting with God behind enemy lines, being trained in dimensions they'll never access. Now your walk is different. Your words, weighted. Your name, mentioned in corridors of darkness with trembling lips. Because you represent divine interruption, a heavenly agenda wearing flesh. Your yes to God was their eviction notice, and every force that occupied your promise is now squatting illegally. And guess what? You're coming to collect, not with bitterness, but with blueprints, not with revenge, but with reform. You're not just reclaiming what's yours, you're redesigning what's next. You're not going back to what broke you. You're creating from the place that tried to kill you. And what's coming next is a kingdom they can't sabotage, a dominion they can't dilute, a presence they can't dismiss. Because you've become the shockwave. You're not reacting to chaos. You are the chaos. For anything unholy, you are the reset button, the rupture in their narratives, the proof that heaven still handpicks assassins for destiny and disguises them as outcasts until the appointed hour. And now, that hour has arrived. Look closely. Doors are opening without you knocking. Rooms are shifting without you speaking. Why? Because your alignment has become a threat. Because the oil on your life is drawing lines in the sand, and every principality that once overlooked you is now assigning guards, not to attack you, but to survive you. Because your name carries weight. Your eyes carry judgment. Your walk carries history, and your destiny. It doesn't come with warning shots. It comes with execution orders, and the next phase of your rise won't be silent. It will be seismic. It won't be personal. It will be prophetic. It won't be gentle. It will be generational. Because what's coming next is irreversible. Your access is permanent. Your crown is welded. Your rise is God-authored. And every eye that watched you struggle will now watch you speak and see it manifest. You're not just entering rooms. You're reconstructing what rooms even look like. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be obeyed, not by people, but by realms, by dimensions, by atmospheres. You don't need a mic to be heard anymore. You are a frequency. You are prophetic disruption. You are reformation wrapped in skin. And they can't deny it now, because what's coming next isn't your comeback. It's their collapse. And this isn't even the final blow. This is the part where consequences breathe, where the soil remembers the blood it swallowed and spits back what was never meant to root. This is where every crooked throne begins to crack under the pressure of your mere presence. You're not walking into spaces anymore. You're dismantling them on entry. Every lie ever spoken against you now vibrates with guilt. Every trap, every smear, every campaign to bury you has become its own tombstone. And the builders of those traps, they're spiraling. Why? Because nothing they've built can outlast the truth you now carry in your bones. You've become the fulfillment of a prophecy they tried to pray away. You're not a reaction, you're a reversal, not a detour, the divine root itself. And every time you take a breath, heaven confirms your assignment, and hell updates its threat level. Because you're not surviving anymore. You're executing, calculated, commissioned, cold to distractions, warm only to justice. You are the aftermath of warfare turned walking decree. The collapse is personal for them, but not because you want revenge. Because God does. And He's using you, not as a negotiator, but as a verdict. Your elevation is the verdict. Your access is the verdict. Your discernment is the final strike in a war they didn't know they already lost. They thought they were fighting you. They didn't know they were waging war against a timed explosion. You don't even move like them anymore. You walk like someone who saw the end and decided to come back and rebuild it right. Your timing is surgical. Your silence is strategic. Your presence, catastrophic. You speak with precision. You act with restraint. But make no mistake, every breath you take now is a threat to empires, because it reminds the world that divine justice is not a myth. It's mobile, and it wears your face. They wanted you emotional. They wanted you irrational. They wanted you so broken that your anointing would collapse under your wounds. But you healed quietly and rose violently. You didn't post about it. You became it. You let them call you finished, and you let heaven call you foundation. And now that your time has come, every door that ignored you will kneel at your impact. They won't say it out loud, but behind locked doors, they're scrambling. What do we do about them? Why is their name showing up again? Who gave them access? The answer is simple. God did, not out of pity, but out of strategy. You weren't saved to be soft. You were preserved to be dangerous. You're the kind of chosen that doesn't blend in. You're the kind of risen that brings back ruin for the enemy. Look closely. Everything you touch now exposes something they wanted hidden. Your words don't just speak. They summon truths. Your movements don't just influence. They interfere with infrastructure. Every step you take now is sending signals to realms they thought were sealed. Your very existence is activating divine surveillance. And they feel it. The discomfort, the tension, the sudden chaos around them that seems unprovoked. But you know the truth. It's provoked by your purpose. They thought you were harmless because you weren't loud. But you were never harmless. You were hibernating. You were listening, learning, aligning. And now that you're active, their illusions are bleeding. Their manipulations are malfunctioning. Their relevance is crumbling. Because you're not asking for tables anymore. You're turning them. You're not knocking on doors. You are the entry point. And still, they act confused, still pretending your rise was luck. still pretending your favor is fake, still trying to erase your proof with whispers and side eyes. But truth doesn't need consensus. Truth doesn't need approval. Truth walks unbothered in rooms where lies once sat crowned, and you are truth in motion, a verdict in the flesh, the living correction of every distorted perception they tried to trap you in. They can't label you anymore. They can't define you. They can't handle you. Because you're not a personality to manage. You're a presence to prepare for. Your insight now cuts through conversations like a sword. You're not just discerning intentions. You're judging patterns. You don't argue anymore. You provoke confession. And even their silence now is evidence that they fear your voice. And they should. Because you're not here to make peace with dysfunction. You're here to dismantle it. You're not here to restore what was. You're here to build what never existed. A new order, a new architecture, a new rule book, written by someone who paid the price in private and now collects publicly, unapologetically. Understand this, you're not just rising, you've shifted timelines. You've rerouted the trajectory of families, regions, even bloodlines. Your obedience became the earthquake. Your yes was the detonation. Your persistence was the weapon. And now the whole spiritual ecosystem is responding, not to your noise, but to your alignment. Even nature recognizes you. The air feels different around you. Time bends differently around your decisions. You don't operate in luck. You operate in laws, laws that govern destiny, laws that override logic, laws that answer to no man's opinion. They see the fruit now and still try to question the root. But what's happening in your life isn't explainable. It's enforced, authored by a realm they'll never access. And what of the ones who betrayed you, who plotted, provoked, then paraded while you were being processed? Their names, irrelevant. Their opinions, nullified. Their presence, disarmed. Because the same mouths that mocked you are now feeding on your overflow. The same eyes that rolled in contempt are now watching you build what they secretly prayed would fail. And the truth? They're not just jealous, they're haunted by the fact that they saw you broken and still couldn't break you. You carry the kind of authority now that turns tables silently. The kind that rewrites what power even looks like, not loud, not boastful, but inevitable. You walk in, and fakes lose their footing. You speak, and hierarchies fold. And the ones who tried to bury your influence under cheap shade, they're choking on dust while you plant gardens in the ashes. And don't get it twisted. This isn't ego. This is divine aftermath. This is what happens when heaven decides, enough. When God interrupts cycles that were draining His chosen, when He raises someone unafraid to be the consequence. And that someone is you. You are the interruption, the reformer, the breaker of chains disguised as personality, the storm in stillness, the warrior in soft speech. You've become the kind of individual that cannot be undone. Not by scandal, not by slander, not by sabotage. Because you're not holding position, you are the position. And the ones that thought your downfall would be their elevation, they're standing in the ruins of their own schemes, realizing too late that their greatest enemy was your clarity. So now what? Now you rise. Not as a survivor, but as a standard. Not as a comeback, but as a covenant made flesh. You don't just exist anymore. You execute assignments. You're not waiting for moments. You create them. You're not impressed by titles. You replace them. And what's coming next isn't applause. It's dominion, because this is the final blow. Not a scream, not a spectacle, just you. walking fully into what they tried to erase. Just you, thriving in the territory they said you'd never touch. Just you, standing still while kingdoms collapse around your shadow. You are the prophecy fulfilled, the shift they feared, the move they never saw coming. And now that you're here, there's no going back.